Okay, welcome. This is just a short tutorial on navigating the Moodle course shell for Liam O'Brien History at Greenfield Community College. It's an online course, and some of you, those of you who are very familiar with online courses at GCC or other places and are used to Moodle, this will be very easy to follow. But a lot of people, this is a new experience, and I just want to give you some advice and a quick tutorial on how to make this go as smoothly as possible. So let me call your attention to the very first thing. The number one thing we need is to make sure your computer is up to date. All of your software has the latest versions, and everything will technically run smoothly. You know, when the technical stuff works well, the academic part is a lot easier. And often with an online class, the technical part is the hardest part, or the part that presents the greatest problems. So here I am on my Moodle login page, and yours should be pretty similar. And one of the first things I want to call your attention to is this: system check. It's always worth it at the start of a semester, any semester, to click the system check and actually go through the process of downloading all of these programs. They're just going to give you the latest version. You know, whatever is your preferred browser: Safari, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox. They're all good. They all work well. But you want the latest version with the latest plugins, and it's also good to get the latest editions of JavaScript and, of course, the Adobe Acrobat Reader. All of these are provided free and kept up to date by the GCC Technical Information Department. And, you know, they've vetted all these. They don't have viruses on them. It's entirely safe to download these. And it's really just a great thing to do just whenever you get a chance to upload the latest versions of this software. And because you really need to have it to make it work smoothly. So that's the number one thing. Click a systems check. It'll tell you what it thinks you need, and then download these. It just gives you, you know, the updated packages. You know, if you're using good computers at the school or stuff, they probably already have this. So it's just a good thing to know. And the other thing I want you to know is this technical support. This Student Technology Help Desk, if you click that, it takes you to frequently asked questions. It allows you to post up questions to our top educational technology advisors. And there's also an online learning support site which teaches you, has videos and tutorials about how to use Moodle, some of the little tricky fine-tuning things that you might not know well. It's good to go through all of these and use them as often as possible. You know, one of the great things at GCC is the staff and the faculty are really committed to the students getting the most support they possibly can to do well in all classes. And this is particularly true of online classes. And so the powers that be are very eager that you use your Student Technology Help Desk. You fall back on the online learning support site whenever possible, even if you don't think you need it, just to see what you might learn to make something easier. So I can't stress strongly enough, always feel free to use these and to make sure your stuff is up to date. You may always contact me as soon as possible at my email or at the number I provided in my syllabus if it's a real emergency, with any questions or problems you have. But I should say that I am somewhat helpful with technological problems. I'm far more helpful with academic ones. But often this is where you're going to need to go to really troubleshoot academic problems you might be having. Oh, there's something else I want to remind you that you should have up to date before I even open the Moodle page, and that is an active online, an active GCC library card, and that you've already checked to make sure you have remote library access to the GCC databases, particularly films on demand. If you are able to open and watch a film on demand through the GCC electronic databases, you're in good shape. If you can't, you need to call the library, or better yet, visit them. They'll give you a new access code to go with your library card. It's something you should have anyway, but you really do need it for this course because we use a lot of that material. Okay, so we've gotten up to date. We've got our browsers and everything where we want them. Let's log into the course. Okay, this is my home page. It looks a little different from your home page because I'm a teacher, but I'm going to open up your course. And let me change my view to your view. right. So here it is, History of the American Peoples to 1865 O'Brien. A couple things I want to point out. One, the syllabus. Well, one, instructional videos. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you found the instructional videos folder. That was easy enough to find. Up here at the top of the class is the heading. Any sort of general announcements are going to be up here. The syllabus and other documents, I hope you've read over this by now. I've loaded the syllabus directly into Moodle. It has live links. It has a link to help you get the textbook. It has every bit of information you're really going to need. If you have any questions or concerns after reading the syllabus, please, again, contact me right away. I'm happy to help, okay? And just all those sort of policies. There's also a hard copy down here you can download for yourself. Right, I always kind of keep all of that together. Up here's class announcements. You know, every once in a while I will post a class announcement, and all of you are subscribed to this, so it'll come to you as an email. But you can also check in here once in a while and see what's been posted. I will also use the email feature to broadcast communication to the whole class. All right, that's pretty straightforward and explanatory, self-explanatory. Here, we get into the meat of the matter. You know, I divide up every course into topics, anywhere from 5 to 8 topics. Each topic runs, I don't know, a week and a half to 2 weeks, depending on what the topic is. And each topic has a series of assignments and things you need to watch and do. And they have to be done sequentially. And they have assigned dates that things are done. And it's all listed in order. So I'm going to show you how we go through this. You know, you do it one time. The first time you get all the way through topic 1, the rest of the class pretty much follows the exact same formula, and it'll be you'll totally understand how to do it, and you will do it well. But just so we know from the beginning, one of the first things I want to call your attention to is this thing at the top. It's called a checklist, and this is a neat feature loaded into the GCC Moodle platform. And the checklist is for you. You know, the checklist allows you to check off different things as you do them, right? Some of them should check themselves off when you submit the essay writing assignments, right? That should check for you. Some of them, like reading and reviewing the chapters, you'll have to click those off yourself. But as you check each of these off, you will know, like, oh, I have everything done I'm supposed to have done. And in fact, I can see all the things that you've checked and not checked too, and I can see, all right, they're keeping up with all their work, or at least they're trying to keep tabs on their work. And it's just sort of a helpful little review, because when we do everything in topic format instead of just straight sequencing, sometimes we can lose track of what we need to do and when it needs to be done. And it's good for both of us. The teacher can help, and I say, all right, this student may be having trouble keeping up, or you know, that sort of thing. And it allows for more communication. And again, one of the great challenges in an online class, especially an asynchronous one, which we're not meeting at an appointed time, is keeping up with the work and doing it in an orderly and efficient manner. And so this is just one tool to help you do that. So I hope it helps you do that. And it's just something that always check back to. More importantly, the top of every single topic begins with, you could see I wanted to actually take a look at the topic, and my computer screen is a little condensed here because I'm using a different computer than I usually do, but just so you see, they'll be organized in the same way. They're listed exactly as you need to do them. There's instructions, there's lectures and assignment questions, there's the actual assignment tabs, some videos, sometimes an assignment that goes with the video, and then a discussion forum. And that is the sequence in order of how we go through each and every topic. So let's take a closer look at this. Instructions. Obviously, at the beginning of every topic, this is the first thing you're going to click, and it'll have actually detailed instructions. And what I've done is I've loaded it directly into Moodle, right? It's not a file you have to download, but right here, it gives you in order everything you need to do. And, you know, basically, there are 4 assignments or sets of assignments we're working on. And this topic will be similar to almost all topics. And the number one things it begins with is read the chapters in your textbook. You know, I will always assign either 1 or 2 chapters in that online U.S. history textbook from OpenStax College. And the first topic, there's 2 chapters because they kind of cover a good chunk of information we need to get the class started. And I ask you to go over the critical thinkings at the end of each chapter. You don't have to write those or submit them to me, okay? That is an assignment for you. It's for you to check to make sure you've understood what you've read. And if you haven't, or if you have further questions, or you have just some cool ideas or things you've thought of while reading, send it to me. Contact me right away. I'm eager to talk to you about any aspect of history or historical philosophy, or to clear up any misunderstandings or questions you have to the best of my ability. You know, I'm your teacher for this semester, and anything related to history I am willing to answer, especially if you've put in the work and you've read the textbook. I don't have any quizzes with this textbook, and I'm not going to force you to do things with the textbook, but what I want you to know is that the class will be far more rich and far more interesting if you really read the textbook at the beginning of each topic. It has all the background information, right? It has all the narrative, all the context. It's what you really need to know. You know, my lectures, as you'll see, and the videos and our discussions, those are like extras. Those are in addition to the information. They don't restate the information that's in the text. And without a working knowledge of the information in the textbook, you may be a little lost. You may have trouble responding thoroughly and in a really engaged manner to the essay questions in these assignments. And, you know, you just won't get as much out of the class. And that's really why we take any class in college, is to get as much out of it as possible. And so I do expect you guys to really read and engage the textbook as the first order of business as soon as possible. The first actual assignment is based on these focus lectures. So you can get to the focus lectures in 2 ways. One, I put them in as live links right in the instructions. I want to also show you. But they're also right on the Moodle topic, right? So if you clicked focus lectures right there, it would take you to this page. And conversely, if you click to it right out of the instructions, again, it'll take you to the same page. And these are lectures. These are lecture videos. Some are screen captures, some are me speaking, and they are on very specific topics, and they will have very specific essay questions related to them. And those essay questions are down here, your assignment questions. These are uploaded as files. They're uploaded as PDFs and Word. You should probably use the Word more often than not. And here's one thing I want to point out. All information you submit to me, all your assignments, they need to be saved as Word documents. Even if you write them in another word processing program like Pages, you know, with Apple, or if you, I don't even know what other ones there are other than Pages. But you will have the option to save it as a Word document, and I ask that you do, because otherwise I really can't edit it, and it's kind of the universal format for academic writing and exchange. So anyway, what you need to do is you'll need to open this up. Your browser will have its own way of opening and accessing. And here you can see it's a list of questions, and some of them are in greater detail than others. They are specifically related to the lecture videos. And the best thing to do is to download this ahead of time, have it while you're watching the videos, pause the videos while you're watching it, because these follow sequentially with the video, and answer the questions, right? Maybe write a little outline, and then when it's time to submit your assignment, as I'll show you how to do that in a minute, what you're going to do is you're going to answer each of these questions in paragraph form. 2 to 3, some of them may even be 4 and 5 paragraph essay answers, and they have to be detailed. They have to show engagement with the ideas and information presented in the lecture videos. They should be specific, and they should reflect some knowledge from the textbook. Okay, I grade these. I do grade them for both style and grammar and for content. You know, part of a humanities course is learning how to write well on information you've been presented with and sort of putting it together. So this is an important part of the class. These assignments total up to 75% of your grade by the time we get to the end of the semester. So really try to do a good job with them. Download these assignment questions first, okay? and then go and use them as a guide as you watch the videos, the lecture videos, and then try to write really good, strong, detailed essay answers to each of these questions and submit them to me through the assignment tab, which I will show you in a minute. So going back to the instructions and the topic. So after you've read that, you have a short essay writing assignment, and this is important. They have specific due dates. The first one is 11:55 p.m. on Tuesday of July 21st, and I almost always will have that really late at night submission date. You have to the very end of the day to get it to me, okay? And you know, we have a nice chunk of time over the first week. I give you almost a good full 5-6 days to get used to the course before we really start having to submit these assignments, but then they start coming a lot quicker. So make sure you get good and organized. Short essay writing assignment. So again, you can click on that tab, you can click on it on the topic page, and basically what you're going to do is when you're ready to submit it, you're going to click this, Add Submission. And you should have seen this already. Moodle tells you how to do this. You can either click and drag your file. You have written this file on your own computer and saved it as a Word document, and you could just click this. You upload a file. You know how to browse and do that. If you don't know how to do all that, you should. And when you're done, you'll click Add Submission. There'll be well, there should be actually at the bottom of the page. After you've done it right here, it'll say Save Changes, which means I now will be able to download your submission and review it. And my review will come in two ways. I will submit it back to you. It'll come through this same page. You'll have to go back to your you'll get an email saying that I've graded your paper. Your paper will come back as a feedback file, and when you see that, it's going to do two things. One, there will be a box with my direct comments and a grade on your paper, and if you open up the file I submit you, it'll be your paper with my comments through Microsoft Word Editor posted directly on your paper. And sometimes the comments will be extensive. They might even be about grammar and style. They will be about content. And I see this as a work in progress. You should be working towards getting better at writing these. And so even if you have a grade that isn't the best grade to start with, improvement all along, working through these assignments and being diligent, getting them on time counts for a lot. So please keep that in mind. Right, and again, you could click to that right here. It's the same thing. All right. Going back to our instructions. After that, the next thing we have are videos. There are always video activities, right? And the video activity works sometimes similar to the lecture activity. Some of them have an essay assignment that goes with them. Others do not. Others, you're just going to use the video to enhance our discussion forums. But here it is. You have the video activity assignment, and here's a live link which you would need to click, right? Which is going to take you to Films on Demand. And when you click, there may be, if you're not at a computer at school, an intermediary step where you're going to need to log into the GCC electronic databases remotely. Okay, and so that is one of those things that why you have to have the online thing. Oh, why is it doing that? Okay, so you see how you click this, it'll open as another window. You'll need to access the GCC databases. There may be an intermediary step where you enter your library card and your passcode. And once you do that, you should be able to watch this. And after you watch that video, I should say before you watch that video, again, look, you have these assignment questions. Not all the video assignments, not all the videos have assignments that go with them or questions, just so you know. But in this particular one, we do. And it's the same thing. You click it, you download it, and look, there's a list of questions. And sometimes the ones with the videos, the Films on Demand videos, are more detailed, right? But again, it's something to have while you're watching the film. It'll help you watch it in a more focused manner. You can take notes, and then when you are ready, right, you can answer these questions specifically with detailed, engaged paragraph essay answers. And you'll do what you did before, and that is you will submit it through the essay tab. Right? Once again, the same thing. And just so you know. So it's the same idea, and you just upload the files. Please save them as Word documents. The final thing I want to call your attention to is the discussion forums. Now, the discussion forums, they're going to be grayed out when you look at them like this. They won't be available. They're only open for a certain set of time, right? So it's basically just about a 48-hour window for you, which is probably more like a 36-hour window, for you to come in and answer a specific question based on the information from the topic. Everything that you learn from reading the text, watching my videos, and my lecture videos, and watching the films on demand videos. And what you'll do is there'll be a specific question, right? And I give you directions on how to do it. And look, this question, as you can see, you'll be able to view it yourself, is kind of a longer question. But when you're ready, you're going to click reply, and you will type a reply. I expect you to write to the best of your ability in paragraph form, as if you were writing for an academic audience. These responses will be graded, but they won't be graded for grammar or style. I will allow you to have your own unique style of communication. There's a couple of key rules. Obviously, I want you directly responding to other people and being thoughtful, right? You can argue anything that anyone says, including me. You can even argue it strenuously, but you can't attack anyone personally. You can't make personalized arguments, right? Nothing like that, right? That's the key to a good forum is it can be robust, it can be ambitious, it can be direct, but you can't be mean or personal. That's the only thing I ask. And what happens is these replies, you have to get a reply in within the first 24 hours that I open the window for the discussion forums. It'll be every Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, after the initial, as we come to the end of a topic, the discussion forums will be open. You will have to get your first response in within the first 24 hours, and I do make note of that. And then you can add additional responses as much as you want. I may or may not add additional questions or participate in the discussion. I may just leave it up to the students. Depends on the question, depends how the discussions are going. And again, what am I looking for? One, that you get a discussion comment in on time and you're participating, that you're thinking about the questions. If what you have to say or think is very similar to everyone else, that's okay, right? You guys can have similar ideas, but I just want to see how you phrase your specific ideas, how you address your classmates. It's your one chance to discuss these larger topics, or what we learn as a larger topic. And these are 25% of your grade collectively. I wait till the end of the discussions. I kind of evaluate your level of participation. It shouldn't be a very hard 25% to get, as long as I feel you are committed to writing and thinking to the best of your ability about the questions posed. And you're trying to engage your fellow classmates. I'm not expecting anyone to be the most clever or the most learned historical thinker in the whole school. I just want to see that you're engaged and you're putting forth an effort to make a good discussion. And if you're doing that, you really should get the full 25%. And that's what you need to know. And as you see, that would then conclude, right, this topic, right? The topic runs from a certain period of time, right? It runs basically from the start of class, July 15th, all the way to roughly July 28th. After that, the next topic begins. And the question is, can you jump ahead and start working on other topics if they're presented ahead of time? And the answer is yes. You could do all the work however you want. Obviously, the discussion forums happen at a specific time, right, within a specific 2-day period, and you have to participate in those discussions when they're open. But all the other work, yes, it's up to you how fast you want to do it, right? It's up to me how slow you do it. There are due dates, and I'm a bit of a stickler about things getting to me when they're due, because this is a shorter course, and in this block of time, in order to grade everything effectively and give you the feedback that you deserve, everything has to come to me on time in a fairly orderly manner. And again, I just want to point out that topic 2, and there will be a topic 3 and 4, is roughly the same. All right, I want to switch back to your view because I'm actually as a teacher view right now. Right, it's roughly the same thing. Topic 2, right, it gives you the checklist, shows you all the things are to do, so you can read that over and see all the things you're going to need to do. And the instructions, once again, give you specifically what I expect, which chapter I expect you to read in the U.S. history textbook, when you should have that done by, the lecture videos, the video assignment due dates. You know, and in topic 2, I'll show you, just so you see, I would like you to watch the videos linked in the video activity, but there's no actual assignment with it, right? I'm going to expect it. What's going to happen is the topic 2 discussion forum will probably have questions that relate directly to this video as well as other components of the topic. So you'll need to have watched the video and have a good understanding of what it has to say. Sometimes the videos have assignments with them, sometimes they don't. So make sure you're reading over the instructions carefully. And basically, like I said, every topic is going to go along in the same format. You know, some of the topics, like for the one when we get to the American Revolution, have a lot more information in them. They will take longer for you to do. Other of the topics can go a little quicker, so just pay attention to the work. Please try to stay on top of it. Make sure your computer has the latest software for your browser. And again, probably the most important thing is to send me any questions you have, to do any technological troubleshooting right now. You know, the first couple of days of class, you should make sure that you were able to access and open and use every single part of Moodle that I've just shown you. Because the truth is, you can't come to me later in class, 2 weeks from now, and say, oh, I'm having trouble watching the videos. That's too late. Right, you have to tell me within the first few days that you're having trouble watching the videos, and they can be trouble. That's why we do this, so we can go to the help desk, or maybe I can help you. We could troubleshoot this far more quickly. All right, so it's your assignment to make sure that you could go through all of this, that the video I've just shown you makes sense, and if you could do all that, you should do really, really well in this course. And again, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything you'd like to add, contact me at the email I've given you or at the phone number I've given you if it's an emergency or you feel it's something that would work better in a conversation. I'm even available to meet you on campus by arrangement. You'd have to send an email and we could meet, set up a meeting time. All of that is possible, and it's incumbent on you to decide when you need to communicate. But I want to strongly encourage you to contact me whenever you can. All right, so that is the entirety of how to navigate this particular course. I hope you do well in the course, and that's it. Have a good day.